Welcome back. Mike back at you from the small but mighty comic room here at Chanko Comics and Nerd Culture. I think it's like the 10th video. Actually, I think we hit like 13 subscribers today, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, it's in 8 days. So I'm kind of hopeful that can kind of keep growing. Again, I would love to get around 100 subscribers and then, kind of see where things go. Yeah, the beard is not laying down the way we want it to. Um, yeah, us take a look at the fit check real quick. Another one, another classic pre-code horror cover, horrific number three. Um, Kind of a classic cover. They reused this face with the bullet hole in it from a war comic. I think it's Warfront number one. Um, there was a guy with like that was shot in the head, and they just kind of took that and created another cover for Horrific number three. Um, Big book. It's not a book that I really plan on buying, but cool nonetheless. It makes for a cool T-shirt. So yeah, that's what we're wearing today. Gonna do a couple of things today. First, I think uh, I had a question, and I should have prepared better. Just on the oldest book that I currently own in in my collection, and I had to think about that for a minute, um, and I think I wanted to make sure I showed this on camera. Um, the oldest book I have isn't really technically a comic; it's a pulp. Pulps are a little bit different. They had some illustration. A lot of them have very cool covers. Most of them, a lot of them predate what we would call our golden age covers. I don't know why I'm not squared to the camera here, but and this is no exception. So this is from 1937. Weird Tales, with that weirdo cool kind of cover, like the weird like Nosferatu type guy behind this couple, the Symphony of the Damned. Um, this is worth something, especially in this condition. It's in really nice condition for a book from 1937. Um, but it's not like there are really two issues from that series that are worth some money. There's one which I believe is the very first illustration of Cthulhu, is in Weird Tales. I don't remember which issue, and the other is what they call the Batgirl, and it's like uh, a girl who's wearing like a sleeveless shirt, and she's wearing like a bat headdress, and she's like holding her arms up, kind of like that. Um, this just sold yeah, at auction in a really high grade. I think for like $30,000 or something like that. So, very expensive book. This is not one of those two. But I haven't had it graded, of course. But I think if I had it graded, it's worth something. But not like those two books would be worth in a similar condition. Um, so yeah, that's the oldest thing I own. Another one that I own that's fairly old is this Mystic magazine. Um, this is fairly old as well. Another pulp. I have a couple others that are kind of like that. So yeah, that was just to answer a question. I wanted to be sure that I showed the actual book rather than just answered it. Secondly, had some unboxing things, and I have one thing that is probably the worst packaged comic shipment that I've ever had. So I haven't opened it yet. It just arrived today. I know what this is. I looked. So I've like again I've redacted all of the information from the person who sent it in from mine as well. So you can't stalk and murder me. All 13 of my people who are following me. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just gonna really open in real time. The other ones, I know one of these packages. I don't know, and there are 3 others I don't know. So again, here we are with the Mike Jones knife and tool from British Columbia. Mike Jones, shout out to Mike Jones. Makes really good knives. So got a package here, a Gemini mailer. So we will give this a shot here. Gonna cut off all of the tape. I know what some of these are, but I don't know which one this one specifically is. So if you've never seen a Gemini mailer, it's like this, and it kind of holds the books in place. This one's not taped down, but that's okay. It's actually, it really does protect the books. I don't really mind if they're not taped in. So yeah, this is another Popeye comic from the same company I talked about the other day. So this is I Lie Popeye #1 variant cover, and yeah, you can see it, like really cool artwork on these Popeye covers, like yeah, like really legitimate like comic book art in these. I really like these covers a lot. And as I said, these are gaining some momentum. People are really buying these, and I've really liked what they're doing with the title. So yeah, I will give this one a read actually. So cool, off to a cool start. Next, another cardboard mailer. This isn't really a Gemini mailer, but it's very similar. Well packaged, which is one of my things that I always look for when I'm getting comics off of wherever I'm buying them. Many times eBay, but other places as well. I really only buy ungraded comics off of websites. A little weirdness coming in hot here, but we're going to reserve judgment. It might be okay. But yeah, they just kind of put it into like a Walmart bag. But that might be just like an extra layer of protection. Let's check out, see kind of how what they did. And that's what they did. That's just like an extra layer to protect against the elements. So this is an Archie Comics #1, and it is Cheryl Blossom #1. And you can see she's wearing the lifeguard outfit, and all the dudes are in the water yelling, "Help me! They need to be saved." And it's Den DeCarlo cover. Cheryl Blossom, of course, is Cherry Blossom. So again, the innuendo always, with a lot of these Archie covers is kind of the adds to a bit of what the humor is in the comics. And as I was saying in another video, many times the collectors of Archie comics are really looking at the female characters and not like Archie and Jughead and those. So cool. Yeah, a couple of really cool, these were very inexpensive comics that I picked up that were like, $3 to $5. These couple that I just picked up. So nothing very expensive right there. Another Gemini mailer. And this feels like more than one comic. I did do this with a few where I thought if it was kind of an in-demand comic, many times what I do is I will buy 2 copies, one that I read and one that I don't touch. Just gets bagged and boarded and put away. Or if it's in high enough demand, I send it off to get graded. So yeah, this is really well packaged. It's all packaged in there. There's an extra bit of cardboard. Takes a little bit of time, but I don't mind because I just like when you're sending me stuff. I kind of just like for it to be protected. I like for it to be when I open it. I like it to be in the condition that you said it was in when you sold it to me. It's a bit of a pet peeve when someone sends you garbage packaging. Foreboding. We're gonna get to some garbage packaging coming up. Although I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Oh wow, cool! I know what this is. Kind of cut it out of there. The person used painter's tape to put it in, which is always appreciated because it does come off a little bit easier. But this is an issue of. Pull all the tape off so you can see the goodness. This is comics interview number 42, and it is Frank Frazetta cover art, but also an interview with Frank Frazetta. And when I saw this online, I really wanted it because I want to read the interview, and as well as, I mean, obviously the cover's cool, but I love Frank Frazetta. You love Frank Frazetta. Everyone loves Frank Frazetta. But it was mainly because I wanted to read the interview with Frazetta. I've seen video interviews with him, but I've never read this specific one. Hold on, let's let the camera get us back to where we're supposed to be. Yeah, this is a really expensive camera, but one of the gripes I have with it is once it goes out of focus, it does take a little bit too long to get back into focus. So, yeah, a bit of a shortcoming there. Now, the next thing I got is really, really cool. I'm super happy that this arrived. Really well packaged in an actual box. So this is from a guy called Crimson Bat. I subscribe to different channels. There's this a channel I subscribe to called Rob's Fat Stack of Comics. I think it's a good channel, and I kind of like what he's doing. And he was talking about this guy named the Crimson Bat, where he's kind of like has his own comics that he's made, and he has like a comic club, and he had a specific artist that I'm very interested in, that I like a lot, do a comic for him. So that was super interesting to me. And he also mentioned that Crimson Bat was having some health issues, and mentioned, hey, if you can buy some comics or whatever, help the guy out. So confluence of events. There are many things there where it sounded really cool. The comics he held up were really cool, and this artist who I happen to collect did a comic for him, and then just to help out another comic creator or a YouTube creator, comic guy. I was really happy to order these. So I ordered these back in December. Just got here. Actually, I had to reach out to him. Just to say, hey, what's going on with these. I didn't want to badger too much because, again, like Rob's channel said, he he wasn't feeling good, and I didn't want to, but at the same time I just didn't want to fall off the radar, so really well packaged, which is always, again, appreciated. You always want to have really cool comics packaged appropriately. So yeah, I wound up getting 3 issues of this because it's like it was so cool. Because I plan on sharing a couple of these, and I think yeah, I'm gonna grade one too. But so this is it. It's the terrifying Crimson Bat. I believe this is number 1. So it's his own comic about his own kind of like moniker, crimsonbatcomics.com, and it is done by the legendary Tim Vigil, who I've mentioned in a couple other videos. That Tim Vigil is one of my absolute favorite comic artists. He does like superhero horror, which is like its own genre, I guess. But yeah, cover by Tim Vigil, and I guess he did all the artwork for this as well. So yeah, super stoked about this. I might submit one of these, whatever like the best one is. Might get it graded. But yeah, Crimson Bat. Shout out to the Crimson Bat, and I hope you're feeling better, brother. I will try to tag you in this video, and I hope you get to see it. I'm gonna try. I think I'll tag Rob's Fast Talk Comics as well. Really cool channel. Check it out if you're a comic guy. So yeah, those are all really positive things, really cool things that got to open, and then we get to this thing, this gong show of a shipment. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then I'm going to talk about like how I guess I understand how this happened. But so I was looking for something very specific on eBay that I found out about. So Mark Spears, one of my favorite artists, and kind of one of those flavor of the month artists. I think I've talked about him before. Was on a stream recently and was talking about past comics, and somebody brought this specific issue up. It's a magazine that is his first published work, and I immediately just did a search on eBay just to see, and someone was selling like a stack of these things, and for really inexpensive. And I was kind of like, well, I don't think people know what that is. And the person who's selling it was just like, hey, I just have this magazine, and so I bought 3 of them because I anticipate people are going to really want this as Mark Spears gets to be more and more notoriety. But this is what I received. So this is just like a cardboard envelope with something in it. It's flexible. Like there's no like minimally acceptable would be like some kind of like cardboard reinforcement in there, and also a moisture barrier. But I can already tell without opening it, this has neither of those things. Let's open it and see. I'm projecting a little bit. I mean, maybe I'll open it and this is totally cool, but it does not feel that this is cool. This it doesn't even say like do not bend anywhere on it. None of that. It's just kind of a mess, kind of a gong show. It like when something's flexible like this, even picking it up, you're causing bends. You're causing these imperfections in the book and spine ticks and these types of things that comic collectors don't want. And you could even have someone put this in your mailbox and just push it and bend it. That didn't happen this time, luckily. But I still have very little faith that these are in any sort of worthwhile condition. And it's in this goofy USPS thing. This might protect from moisture, maybe, potentially. Maybe a bit. But let's see. Let's open further and we'll see. Shake the knife at again, this person who I won't identify. I'm not going to call the person out. I am just going to seethe privately about this dog shit packaging that the person did, but I'm not going to ever let that person know. So yeah. Oh well. Like none of the magazines are bagged or boarded or anything, and I ordered 3 issues of it. But it is this Diabolique. Diabolique. This is the first work by Mark Spears. It is in here. I think I said it was the cover, but I don't believe it is. It is inside, and let me see if I can readily identify. Mark Spears has a very distinctive style, so we'll see. Yeah, it's like a horror book, but wow, yeah, some of this is weird in here. I'll have to look through it to see. But yeah, if anybody wants to ever know what the very first published works for Mark Spears is, it is this Diabolique, and I bought 3 issues. They're not they are bent up. They're not in terrible condition though. Like they're bent. I mean, there's obviously like a stacking bend, but that will press out. I will probably send 1 or 2 of these off to Palm Beach Presser again. Shout out Palm Beach, and I have a shipment going out of books to be pressed anyway. So it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just at least try, man. I one thing about this is I don't think this person sends a lot of comics, so I think the person might not completely understand. So I think what I'm going to do is on eBay, I'm just going to drop a line and say, hey, heads up, man. Just, when you ship these things, you should have a rigid thing where at least cardboard reinforcement, preferably, a cardboard mailer to make sure this thing doesn't bend, because that damages the book, and also you should have some sort of waterproofing, some sort of a plastic bag, to be sure that the books that you're sending are not damaged. But yeah, really really happy to get that, and I think that's it for now. Have a great weekend. Once again, like, comment, and subscribe. Please hit the like at least. I mean, it's it. If you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. You don't really need to comment unless you have something to comment. I'm always happy to read and respond. But hit the like button, guys. I mean, help a brother out. It's like if you're watching this far, hit the thumbsy upsy, and give me my Scooby snacks for making this fantastic comment. Yeah, that's all I have for now. Cheers and have a good weekend.